Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie out of Pima County, Arizona. Today is exactly 4 months since Nancy has vanished. Are we any closer to answers? Reports are saying investigators has a name, but other reports say no. Are investigators keeping it close to the vest? Or are they just as clueless as day one? My mind keeps going back to the federal search warrants. And tonight we are going to be speaking out on what one key thing that could give us indicators to point to. Also, Sheriff Nano sits down today after 4 months later. We'll talk about all of that and a lot more on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face.
Let's sing.
They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Let's go. Little break for now. Hit that thumbs up as you're rolling in. Ready? Let's go.
coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. If you have a complaint about something and find your content is being used incorrectly, infringement was not done on purpose and will be rectified to all parties' satisfaction. Disclaimer. In no way, shape, or form are we accusing, blaming, or declaring anyone guilty of any crime. Everything discussed here is based on publicly available information, media reports, court records when available, and our own commentary and opinions. Everyone is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. This content is for discussion, awareness, and public interest commentary only. Please do not contact, harass, threaten, or attack anyone mentioned. We are here to ask the questions, examine information, and keep attention on these cases, not to convict anyone online. Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you. Tonight we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case out of Pima County, Arizona. And today is it exactly 4 months since Nancy has vanished. I haven't haven't spoke about Nancy's case in a few days. And I just kind of wanted to wait. I've been digging in for sure the last few days, and we're going to talk about some things tonight. Like I said, today is exactly 4 months since Nancy has vanished. Reports are coming out that they have a name. Other reports, Brian Enton, he's saying no. But I kind of am like, they have to have a name, guys. I really think they have to have a name, and we'll get into all of that. Sheriff Doofy sits down and does a 12-minute interview today. We're going to cover that and see what Sheriff Doofy says. Guys, though, before we get started, if you would be so kind and please do me a big favor and hit that thumbs up button, would greatly appreciate that. Also, if you would share this live stream out, hit that share button, copy that link, drop it in any of your favorite social media. Also, if you would be so kind after the live stream, if you would consider hyping this video, big hypes on any of your mobile devices, that would be amazing as well. Hey, Peace, good to see you, my friend. How's everyone doing in chat? Good to see you all. Lazy days. Maybe my pearls need restrung due to this case. You're funny, Lazy. Tina, good to see you, my friend. Peace of Jesus. Thank you so much. Miss Rotui, good to see you. Me and you, how you doing, girl? Miss Shari. Susie Q, how are you? There's my Ginger. How you doing, babe? Good to see you. Jason, thank you so much, Jason. Good to see you, my friend. Hobo. Okay, baby, I will look at that. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Brandy, always an indie. Donna, good to see you. Jamie, I call him Sheriff Doofy. From what's the movie from Scary Movie? Plus, the sheriff says he is no longer talking to the family. Yes, and there was reports that came out that Savannah has spent $500,000 in a private investigator. That tells me one thing, that it seems like she's not very happy with what's going on, which I don't blame her at all. Carol, good to see you, my friend. Me and you, Miss Shannon, up in here. How you doing, baby? How you feeling? Good to see you. Who else do we got? Mike, 107 days ago, the FBI raided the Daily residence. They sure did, Mike. We're going to get a lot into that in a little bit. Zach, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Susie Q, how are you? Miss Ginger, good to see you. Patty, hello. Shell, good to see you. Dolores, thank you, darling. Good to see you, my friend. Hi, beautiful Justin. Hi, beautiful Pearls. Thank you so much. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much, my darling. Good to see you. Hey, Babs. Good to see you, Mary. Rob Beanie, Nana Rocks. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. E. Nick. Who else do we got? There's Tammy. How you doing, Tam? Kim, good to see you. Jeanette, bonjour. Rob Beanie, good to see you. Patty, everyone. Thank you so much for Chewy. I appreciate that. Really do. Thank you so much, babe. Who else do we got? We got Cedar Point. How you doing? Good to see you. Um, who else? Oh, Mike Mills. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, guys, please hit that thumbs up. Hello, everyone. Carmelita, everyone up in here, up in here. Um, yeah. Okay, so where should we start? I've got so much. It's crazy. We'll just start with let's start with Sheriff Doofy and get that knocked out before we get into the deeper things. I don't think a lot of people have a lot of confidence in Sheriff Doofy. I know I certainly don't, but we will see. Look how uh Sheriff, like, he's trying to presume himself to be right there. You know that. We all know that. The official. And let me tell you something, guys. It is so funny. If you go back, when these officials are trying to get elected, you know how they do these. It is his commercials when he was trying to get elected. It literally looks like something off Saturday Night Live, like with the really cheesy music in the background. Hi, I'm Sheriff Doofy, and I want to be sheriff for this great county. I've been in this county since 1776. I came here from Texas as a young lad under my it is the cheesiest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. It is so bad. It is so bad. I heard that Savannah hired Dog the Bounty Hunter. Really? Change it out, Savannah. I'm telling you. In my opinion, allegedly. Okay. Wouldn't do that. Um, yeah, I've been here since the Mayflower, since horse and buggy days. Yes. But like my kids, I'm always like, they're like, you were born in the 1900s. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. For us that were born in the 1900s, we're gonna, I guess thinking like, like maybe our grandparents or great grandparents, they were like, yeah, my grandma was born in the 1800s. He was born in the 1700s. Yeah. Yeah. I used to ask my grandmother, I would be like, Grandma, what was Jesus like? She'd be like, come on now. Sheriff Doofy can be a Leslie Nielsen spoof. Mm, yeah. I look great for my age. Oh, I don't know about that, but thank you. You're very kind. All right. Oh, thank you, Hobo. Good to see you, baby doll. If you receive that, make sure you thank our dear Hobo. That's funny. Yeah. I know, you got to pick on the ones you love. That's how like, you love them and stuff. All right, so we're gonna start with Sheriff Doofy, and before we get into the live, like the big stuff here, this is from KOLD, which is where some of the ransom letters came in as well, right? All right, so here he is with 99% of his people that don't have faith in him. And I would say just about nearly 100% of the country or the world. But you got to remember, FBI is the ones that are speaking to Savannah now, which kind of tells me the FBI is more on it. I think he's too prideful to truly hand it over to the FBI. I think he wants to, get his flowers, but whatever. Here we go.
About the investigation and the chances of you all being able to find Nancy Guthrie.
Well, these cases are difficult. And it's not just this case. A number of our cases come to us where it requires a lot of work from other people. It's not just the detective goes out there, talks to somebody, and we can make an arrest. This is a very sensitive case, but what really makes it.
Just remember, and he's right. You just can't go out there and make an arrest, right? And that's because they've got to put this case together. They've really got to put it together. I believe they've known a lot more since before they did those search warrants. And I believe they've been putting things together ever since. So just remember what he said right there and things that I'll show you later.
Prolonged is we do rely on labs for the digital part of this case, which is very critical.
Labs for the digital part of the case. Oh my God, Jen is early. Hello, girl. How you doing? Labs for the what did he say for the digital part of this case? So they're, he screwed a lot of it up, in my opinion, in the beginning, though. You know what I mean? Pam, thank you so much for your support. Appreciate you, darling. And Dolores, thank you so much, darling, as well. Thank you both, Pam and Dolores. You'll see that. Make sure you give Dolores a big thank you. That's loud. That is loud. Okay, here we go. I wondered if that was him. A lot of people have. I don't think. No, I think he's just dummy.
Labs for our DNA, which is also very critical. But when you're looking at those labs and the work they do, you have a science there, and science has rules that it has to go by. Even though it's not DNA, they'll tell you isn't an exact science. It's 99% plus. So it's pretty close, but you still.
It's pretty much an exact science. Let's be real. I mean, usually when it comes to DNA, it's, it'll be like in 1 in 7 trillion. There's only 7. How many billion is there? 7 billion on the planet?
You have to follow rules. They have protocols. Because you don't want to jeopardize not just the integrity of this case, but the integrity of DNA as a supplement to law enforcement work. And to be honest, take it to the other side, the criminal justice process. We have rules we have to go by too. Constitution, laws, things of that nature, rules of the court, those all guide us. And so if I were to say there's a positive to this, it is that people are working, doing their best to stay within those rules so that they have that understanding that, look, nobody wants to arrest the wrong person. We want to make sure that DNA doesn't just identify a suspect. It also.
I don't want you guys. We have a poll here. Do you guys think the FBI knows who, or at least knows a lot more in this case than they are telling us? Put a 1 in chat for yes, 2 in chat for no, 3 in chat for unsure. It will automatically add it to this poll right here in chat, or on the panel here. I personally feel like they know a hell of a lot more, especially, again, with the federal search warrants and the FBI being on this. They haven't, and by now that they have certainly have more footage of porch guy, of said vehicle, all of this. That they have to, and they've not put that out yet. They didn't give a lot of a lot of information out about anything. Yes. Yep. Yep, Ginger. I agree. A lot more footage. Yeah. So majority is kind of where I am. They 85 86% says they believe that they know at least who, or at least have a lot more. And two, which is 10% says no, they don't believe they have really anything. And 4%, they're just no idea, right? In their opinion. Denise, thank you so much. Hey there, Justin and all. Hello, Miss Denise. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, darling. Good to see
Also
you.
exonerates those who are innocent. So it's a tedious process. We get that. And especially when you add in all the other complexities of one DNA on top of another and the separation of that. And it's just
That's it. One DNA on top of another and the separation.
it moves at a snail's pace, I guess, for some. But for my investigative team and for me, we look at this as, no, this is doing exactly what we need it to do. And that is keep looking, keep working, use the technology, work well with our other teams and partners, the FBI, our DPS, the labs across the country. There's several labs working on this. I feel comfortable knowing that we have some of the brightest minds out there working on both forms of evidence, whether it's the digital and the cameras and what that shows us, as well as the DNA and biological evidence.
Definitely. So, I mean, that was kind of my.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Hey, Jamie. Good to see you, my friend. I appreciate you digging on this small detail. Oh, thank you so much. Jamie, appreciate you. Love you and the beautiful pearls. Thank you so much, Jamie, for your support. And thank you for being a pearl as well. And it's really the small details that make a huge, huge difference. Huge difference.
My next question was
Thank you,
talking
baby.
about the DNA because that has been a big topic lately of discussion. Obviously, you kind of went into having to go through the different DNA that was found. That was something that you talked about very early on,
Yeah.
from inside of Nancy Guthrie's house. So when it comes to where they're at now, are they still trying to? I mean, is there anything that you can share if they're still trying to separate the different DNA or if they're just,
I think what I can share with you is this. The labs are working with labs all across the country. They like any science, they consult and they're working close with the investigators, my team, the FBI, and I think they're making progress. But like I say, they're I don't have the expertise to talk about how that works, but I would just say we know the experts do, and they are working hard to get this case resolved. And I think every day they get closer. But it is a science, and there are rules that the science must take and follow, as well as there's rules of evidence and rules of court, and that we need to stay as guardrails. Keep you focused, but keep you on track so you do a very solid investigation.
absolutely.
Well, I don't think you made it any more solid, Sheriff Nanos, by certainly clearing the scene within less than 36 hours and letting anybody go back into it, essentially, and not taking the mats, not working with the FBI in the beginning. So you didn't make anything more solid. You made that as weak as shit.
You obviously had also mentioned, the
Yeah,
digital
Ratui.
side of going through all
See.
of those cameras. We heard about that very early on in this investigation as well. Obviously, tips also were a huge thing. The tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of tips between PCSD and the FBI that you all have gotten. The last time that you and I spoke, you kind of talked about that. You really had to weed out those tips and kind of, hold on to them. Is it kind of trying to find both, with the DNA and then also maybe the digital forensics or the tips that you have to, kind of piece that all together? Are there tips that you guys are just holding on to, tips still going through?
Well, first of all, we're still taking tips. We want those calls. We want, if you see something or you know something or you hear something, we need you to call us. We know somebody out there knows what happened here. We need those calls.
Well, yeah. Do you know, or do you know? That's the question. You can say we know someone out there knows something, which is an obvious, but do you know someone knows something and you want them to talk? Two different things. Big difference, right? Hey, Pammy, good to see you, darling. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pammy. How you doing, darling? Thank you so very much. I appreciate you very, very much. And I needed to thank you, Moon Magic, for the 30 jewels as well, my dear. And there was someone else that sent some jewels, and I will thank them here in just a little bit when I find it. Zach is driving right now, but he's listening. He's listening. He's driving right now. He said hi a minute ago. I said hi to
him. But in the same sense, we still make a push for it. If you've got video,
$1 million could make them talk. That's exactly right, Mike. That's exactly right. Yeah, $1 million, 1.2 million, actually.
And I know we're 100 days beyond, but maybe you saw something the last week that concerned you. And if you've got a video that was what you're seeing didn't set well, call us. We'll take a look at it and we'll keep it. And what we really are doing with the thousands of video images, we catalog them today.
Yeah, I think there was only one person in that house. I really do, Mike. I think there was just one person in that house. Could have been another outside, but the more I've looked at this, the more I believe that this is one person that did the deed, at least. I think more are involved, but I just feel like one person was inside. Just my opinion.
We may have a video that involved a red car, and last week it was a blue truck, or all of those things we catalog so that when we do identify a suspect, we can sit down and say, well, this individual owns a green Toyota station wagon, whatever it may be. And now we can go to all those thousands of videos and look up just green SUVs, station wagons, and maybe we can match it. So
absolutely. So it just all can.
It's connecting all the pieces.
Thank you, Patty, for the gold coin. I appreciate you, darling.
Also, early on in the investigation, just I'm trying to look at this, as a whole over the 100 days. That you all had worked closely, of course, with the Guthrie family. Is that a continued?
Day one, we worked with the Guthrie family, but we also worked day one with the FBI.
You're not now.
We continue to.
You're not now.
I'll let politicians be politicians. All we want to do is solve the case. That's our job. The sheriff's department here is here to solve a case. All the rhetoric, the white noise, we just stay out of it. We just put our head down and do the job.
Absolutely. And wanting to just do the job. The word cold case can.
He is just so untrustworthy, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, he's been accused of bullying his other, people he's ran against, people he's hired, all of that. And just the fact that nobody's there more than 3 years is just, and just the homicide officers never solved a homicide, man. Come on. Wendy, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Wendy. I appreciate you very much. My love. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your support and being here. I do appreciate you. Denise, thank you for the 100 jewels, my love. Appreciate you. And Patty, thank you for the gold coins, my dear. Appreciate you very much, both of you. Thank you. And thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you, love. Allegedly, they weren't able to vote him out. Well, this is the thing. I mean, I kind of spoke about this in the past. I believe they didn't want that on their hands. That way, if nothing came out of it, he couldn't, because people's already said that he allegedly holds things against them. So they passed it off to the attorney general. And the attorney general is opening an inquiry about him in his office, and that way they can be the bad guys. You know what I mean? They can be the bad guys if something happens.
Continues to be floated around with this investigation. You've been asked about it, and you have already talked about, obviously, that you even have investigators that their sole purpose is to continue to look into cold cases.
Absolutely.
How do you see this investigation? Do you see it as cold yet or not?
No, absolutely not. There's way too much work to be that is ongoing with some of the physical evidence we have, and we're not going to give up.
And I, a lot of people's like, this is cold, this is cold, this is cold. I don't think this is cold, in the least, in my opinion. And he said that pretty confidently, and that's something I do believe him on. That there's no way it's cold after 4 months. It takes sometimes a lot of time to get things back.
On it just because it's been 100 days. We continue to work with our labs, whether it's on the digital end or the biological end, DNA, and we'll continue to do that. We continue to work with the FBI, and we continue to work with DPS in several labs across the country to get some resolution on this case.
Over the last few years that I've spoken with you on different cases, even, you have always talked about maintaining the integrity of the investigation, whatever it is, and you have definitely mentioned it with this specific.
It's such a generic thing to say. It's what they all say.
Is there any information that you all have that you are not sharing for the sake of the integrity of the investigation?
Yes.
Well, I think in every case we do that, but it is really about securing the rights of all of those, to include the accused, and we just. I've been doing this for almost 50 years now. We
and have sucked for 55 of it.
Our cases in the public media forum. We just don't. Everybody has a right to a fair trial. And so I believe at some point in time, we will make an arrest on this case. And whoever that individual is, that individual will have a right to a fair, impartial trial. And that starts with my team on the ground, how they handle every piece of evidence going forward. And so I know there's a lot of white noise out there, but I'll just say this. My team's done this for decades, and they've always been successful. We'll get there.
Absolutely. I mean, as you discuss, as you've brought up the white noise, I mean, obviously, we recently got a statement from you all about just comments about the work between PCSD and the FBI. But you have continued to say from the get-go, when you got there, I believe you said that the FBI was even there.
You can tell just in his demeanor, just with that, how he doesn't like the FBI. He just goes, he looks down and he just goes, when the FBI is mentioned.
I mean, obviously, we recently got a statement from you all about just comments about the work between PCSD and the FBI. But you have continued.
There you go. It's so obvious. They need to put a big chip on his shoulder.
To say from the get-go, when you got there, I believe you said that the FBI was even there before you got there.
Yeah. The FBI has a task force that we've been members of for decades. And that task force works in their office, works under their supervision. And yet we understand that our task force officer, though is a deputy, she in this case, works for the FBI. So when we called out, look, when these things happen, when a case happens, patrolman gets to the scene, he assesses it. It's a missing person. So what do? We contact our missing persons people. where's missing persons lie in this department? In our homicide section. So they contacted the homicide sergeant. They also contacted search and rescue, which is another area of this department that is used to do what? Search for those missing. So both areas, and I think I said this early on, somebody said, well, why didn't you transition from this to this, or you didn't transition soon enough? There was no transition. Both areas, whether it be homicide or in this case, search and rescue, they both went out. They both handled it. In that regard, our homicide sergeant, he's in charge of the investigation.
Our homicide sergeant, who's never solved a homicide and cleared it in 36 hours and didn't find the hair, that did not find the hair. The FBI found the hair as well.
He decides what resources should be called in, not the sheriff, not even his captain. He has the authority and ability to look at a scene and say, you know what, I think I need forensics. I think I need blood work. I think I need DNA work. I think I could use the
You were out there. It all falls on you, Sheriff Doofy, at the end of the day.
And so when he calls the task force officer, our liaison to the FBI,
it's liaison,
calls that individual detective, says, I need your assistance here. Come out. She did. She was there before I got there. I didn't know it that night, but I knew she was there. And that very next morning, we're in touch with the FBI. Look, day one, I hear all the white noise about this. I can only tell you, day one, the FBI was involved in this case, and they continue to be involved in this case every single day. We have briefings with them at their office every morning to discuss what.
Just because you notify the FBI, and if you're not giving them the right information, it's pointless.
We're at in each part of the case. This morning, I already got a briefing. You asked, are there things I know that? Yes, absolutely there are. But it's not done because we got to keep it secret. It's done because we got to protect our case.
Absolutely. This question might be not really for you, so I understand if not, but just those, the ransom notes. Do you know if those are still being looked into? I know that you said those were handed over to the FBI.
That's all the work for the FBI. I know that they have all of that, and they share that information with my team, and we'll leave it there.
Okay, definitely. Well, those were all of my questions. Is there anything else that you want to say?
No, just that, like I say, the Sheriff's Department is committed to one thing and one thing only: resolving this, finding out who did this, and hopefully finding Nancy as well. But the reality is simply this:
finding out who did this and hopefully finding Nancy as well. That really bothers me here. And, we've talked about this ad nauseum, how they're not really looking for Nancy. Like, they're not. And there's not been this big ass search for Nancy. They're not allowing people to come in to search for Nancy. And that makes me wonder, is she findable? If that makes sense. Like, did they do something with her, this perpetrator? Did they do something to her where virtually destroyed, if you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. But it's like, we're going to find them and hopefully find Nancy. Most sheriffs are like, we're not going to stop until we find Nancy and get this, buffoon off the street. Hopefully find Nancy. I don't know. Maybe it's just a little weird to me. Hey, Enoch, thank you so much, babe. Appreciate you, my friend, for gifting 5 pearl necklaces. Thank you, Enoch. Very kind of you, my friend. If you received one of those, make sure you give our friend Enoch a big, big thank you. Thank you so much, Enoch. Good to see you, babe. Hopefully, financially, family needs. Yes. Yeah. And then again, you go back to the letter and it says, Time is of the essence. Time is no longer of the essence, which means, now let's think of this. If those two letters are legit, right? They never showed Nancy uh, alive, which I don't believe she was alive when she was taken out. And if she was alive, she wasn't alive very much longer after she was taken out. But let's just say she was alive for the first day or whatever, just as this scenario we're talking about. And then something happened. Time is no longer of the essence. That means this person had to do something with her the day before she was alive. The next day, she's not, which means they had to place her somewhere. Now, hopefully, if this was just for ransom, then that means they weren't expecting her to die, right? Which means they didn't have a place where they had planned on putting her. Now, if they was planning, the whole plan was to take her out, if you will, unalive, then they've already had it planned where they were going to put her, most likely, because you and I know this was planned at least a couple weeks in advance, right? Did the dog search Annie's too? That's a good question. I don't know about the dogs. I just know forensics was there. Forensics is there. Okay. So one thing I want to talk about is and why I really think, in my opinion, that they have known a lot more since the search warrants. Again, they went over to, and again, we're not saying anyone is involved in this or anything, but we're just talking about what law enforcement did. They went over to Annie's and Tommaso's and searched, which of course they're going to check it out and stuff. But then they went back over there and dug deep, right? Was over there for hours, searched the neighbors, went in campers out in the desert, past their yards, all of that. Then the next day, they go to Carlos's home. I was listening to some of the things Carlos said today, and I was just thinking, would I have done what Carlos did when they were pulling him over? And then the day after that, what do? They go to the Daly's home. Now, again, Carlos and the Dalys have said they have nothing to do with this at all. However, it takes a lot to get this federal warrant, and it's just not because the shape of your eyes. That is for sure. Okay, so I've got this 38-second clip that I want to show you that Sheriff Doofy said. And again, I believe him on these couple things that he's saying right here. And listen to this. Where did A and T go? Good question.
What I will say is, we had what we believed to be probable cause to take action against.
Listen, we believe we had probable cause to take action. Well, it's not what they believe. It's not what they believe. I mean, it is, but it's what the prosecutor believes. It's what the judge believes. It's what the attorney general
Both
believes.
those individuals and the residence they occupied. That
Okay, listen.
the residence they against both those individuals and calls to had what we believed to be probable cause to take action against both those individuals and the residence they occupied. That probable cause that we felt was strong was given to the U.S. attorney, the county attorney, and a magistrate, a
Yes.
judge. And they agreed that, yes, here's a warrant, go perform your duties.
Now that's a lot. That's a lot. It really is. Not only the police, but the attorney general, the magistrate, uh, judge, if you will. He said strong probable cause. This is why I believe that they will be back at least one of those homes.
It's given to the U.S. attorney.
The U.S. attorney, the United States attorney, federally. Now, again, it's not going to be, well, this person has the same shape eyes and a goatee. That's never going to get it. You're never going to get a search warrant because of that. It has to be you were very close. There's data that's backing it up, whether that is via phone, vehicle, there's camera backing, there's hard, overwhelming likelihood that you are involved. It's more probable that you are than not, right? The probable cause, if you will. Mike, this is the thing, this is the thing about, like, Banfield. She was, as was a lot of people, they were really looking at Tommaso. In my opinion, I believe the police were looking at Tommaso and Annie too. You don't just go back there over and over again for hours. You know what I mean? So could that have changed? Could that have changed? Yeah, it could have. But again, they had to have a search warrant for Tommaso's home, right? In Annie's home. They can say, yeah, go in, but trust me, they're going to get a search warrant 100% of the time to go in there and search all of that. There had to be something that kept bringing them back, in my opinion. Had to be something. Again, it's not because Nancy was there earlier. That's not the reason why they're going to be searching in the ground, or in the basement with flashlights and, you know, lighting things up in that home. It's not that. And they kept going back. Why did they go from Annie and Tommaso's to Nancy's? Ran right over there looking for a phone. To me, the story it sounds a little weird, just in general, just that, she went in a, not a taxi, but whatever the damn things are called, the Lyft or whatever. And she comes home with the son-in-law, and a few hours later, she's gone.
The county attorney and a magistrate.
Attorney general, right? A magistrate, a judge, same thing, pretty much. All of that.
A judge. And they agreed that, yes, here's a warrant, go perform your duties. That court order, that warrant, in both cases was served, and we're
Now, again, a U.S. attorney, this is not, we're not talking about all of these being local, right? A U.S. attorney, which that props it up for me, that we're not just following Sheriff Doofy here, that this U.S. attorney.
Got what we got from it, and we're moving on.
We got what we got from it, and we're moving on. Okay, now he says this thing in the other interview.
Develop a lead.
Okay, listen.
We develop a lead, and we follow it, and we get it going, and pretty soon it's, oh, wait, we've got this. Oh, wait, we learned this about this person.
Okay. We develop a lead, and then we've got this about this person. Again, we don't know of any other warrants that they have done since this has happened, since these warrants have taken place. So there's that. Again, one of these people might be involved. None of these people might be involved. What was the day? Okay. Help me out, chat, on this. Didn't they speak to allegedly Kayla like a day before these warrants were taken? I've got some stuff to show you here in a minute. But didn't they allegedly speak to Kayla the day before these warrants happen? Hard right into the bush. Yeah. Yeah, Jacqueline. February 12th. And so it was before the warrants happened. I believe that's significant. And in my opinion, we don't know if any information. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And listen, I don't know if Kayla gave any sort of information. I don't know. But you can't just say, hi, let me, you're in jail and I need to tell the police something, and they go get a search warrant. Like, you need to who, what, when, where, how, right? That's what's got to be in a search warrant. Who, what, when, where, how. Okay? Those things have to be in a search warrant. You can't just say, I think Luke did this because he said he was going to in the past. It's got to be very, 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 very specific. And it also could have helped Kayla out as well. Right? Sometimes the other person's mad.
Maybe that person's a person of interest. Maybe
Listen.
you develop a lead, and we follow it, and we get it going, and pretty soon it's, oh, wait, we've got this. Oh, wait, we learned this about this person. Maybe that person's a person of interest. Maybe he's a suspect. We develop, and we come back in here, and we talk to, in our own command room right here, somebody from the county attorney, get some legal advice, or other FBI agents or other detectives from other agencies. We share this. We go, the U.S. attorney at the FBI command post, same thing. And they come up with a strategy that says, okay.
And I believe, in my opinion, I believe this is why Trump said he thinks something's going to happen in a few days or something, because the U.S. attorney, right, approved these warrants, right? This is not Pima County just doing this. This is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Someone she knows for hire, one purpose, get rid of Nancy. The question is why. Yes.
let's get a search warrant. So we go to a judge. Come up with this advice. Our other FBI agents or other detectives from other agencies, we share this. We go, the U.S. attorney at the FBI command post, same thing. And they come up with a strategy that says, okay, let's get a search warrant. So we go to a judge who either agrees with us or doesn't. He signs that warrant. We now have a court order. That process goes through the day based on the lead we're following. So in this case, that gentleman, whether it was the one in Rio Rico or the one up here on the north side at First and Orange Grove.
Carlos and who? Mr. Daly, right?
We developed a person of interest. We surveyed him. He left both of them left their residences. We made a traffic stop.
There we go. We had a person of interest. After their court order, they surveyed them, right? They was watching them. They were both happened to be driving. They like to get someone when they're driving. Why? Because they don't usually have as many sources. It's usually less dangerous whenever. Yes, Brandy. Yes.
Stop on both of them, held them. Per our court order, we had to search the homes. Those homes, people are inside them, family, friends, whatever. We can't.
Do you hear what he said? People were inside those homes. Now, with Carlos's home, there was a lot of people in that home. It seemed, right? A lot of people, his mother-in-law and all that. But with the Dailies home, it was supposedly 3 people. Now, Mr. Daly, he was in the Range Rover, right? Then is his mom. And who's the third person? I have fucking no idea because I can't get a straight answer from anybody.
Have them there while we search. So are they their residences? We made a traffic stop on both of them, held them. Per our court order, we had to search the homes. Those homes, people are inside them, family, friends, whatever. We can't have them there while we search. So are they being detained? Of course not. They're free to leave, but they can't be in the home. So how many were? Look, we knew we were looking for one person at that home.
Okay. You hear what he just said there? We were looking for one person in that home. He said the other people could go. They were free to leave. Right? They didn't detain. I mean, I guess they detained them, but they were free to leave, I guess, after. Or they detained the guys, I guess we'll say. Now, that's interesting to me. Listen to what he says right there
Per our
again.
court order, we had to search the homes. Those homes, people are inside them, family, friends, whatever. We can't have them there while we search. So are they being detained? Of course not. They're free to leave.
They're free to leave.
But they can't be in the home. So
Right.
how many were? Look, we knew we were looking for one person at that home, and the other person we're looking for is Nancy. Nancy wasn't there. The person of interest gave us a statement, gave us his whatever the warrant was for.
The person of interest gave us that statement.
Person of interest gave us a statement, gave us his whatever the warrant was for, maybe petition for physical characteristics of buccal swabs or photos or finger.
What'd I tell you? Buccal swabs. Buccal swabs. Getting the DNA. Right? Physical characteristics. Buccal swabs. What else does he say?
For maybe petition for physical characteristics. A statement gave us his whatever the warrant was for, maybe petition for physical characteristics of buccal swabs or photos or finger. We got everything we needed.
Okay. So fingerprints, mouth swabs, physical characteristics, statements, and he said something else. Now, in my opinion, I believe that is why they one of the main reasons they went in these places is because of DNA. They want to, and fingerprints, thank you, photos, fingerprints. They want to match these fingerprints, this DNA, to see if it matches at Nancy, right? That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. Apparently, Kayla's partner used to do something to do with car windows, is what I found out. Interesting. Interesting. Not heard that. Okay, here we go.
And he is set free. Now, does that mean he's not a suspect any longer? No, we'll do our work. We've got evidence to process from the home.
Again, Mr. Daly and Carlos and all of them, they say they have nothing to do with it. They say that they are 100% innocent, and they are, unless and until proven guilty. But they haven't cleared them. They have not cleared them at all. And I think that is very, very interesting. Why? You would think that they certainly would have they've gotten their DNA back by now, right? They would have gotten their DNA back by now. And you could compare it against what was at that home. Now, again, they might know exactly who did this to Nancy, but just because they know who did this to Nancy doesn't mean there's going to be an immediate arrest. The one thing the FBI is very much known for, they're going to have it all together by the time they arrest someone. He's like old to me, 1900s. We drive Stacey, Washington. Yeah. Could it not be solved yet? Did they ever locate the car from the street cameras or neighborhood cams? Very good question. Just please use in my opinion. Just please use in my opinion or allegedly in chat. We don't want to outright blame anyone 100% of anything. Did they check their computers or phones? Yes. Yes, they did, Mary. Yes. I believe that they did a physical check of the house. I believe, like he just said, they did DNA, which I've said this from jump. They wanted those people's DNA to compare it against. Exactly. And I have a feeling that Mary would not have been surprised at all to find Nancy in her home's closet. She seemed a bit out there. I mean, I don't think Nancy was in the house or anything, but there could be evidence. You know what I mean? One thing Mary says, she's like, the doors were locked and they knocked the doors down and all that. Like, I don't keep doors locked in my house. Like, does anyone keep doors locked in their house? That's if they're not someone behind the door. I don't know. Hi, Justin. Big hello from New Phone. Hi. Good to see you, Carla. And they dropped a huge bombshell last night. I heard that I didn't get to watch Chris last night, but I heard that they were talking about blood they found more blood. Who the people are that Z is involved with. Can you explain to these people who that Z is involved with? Z worked at the same dealership as Luke Daly and his mom bought the vehicle from. Now, again, Z says he hasn't been in the country since 2019, and that he has nothing to do with it. Again, you know, when are these interviews with nonads from? This is from a while back, this one here, but he said some things that this February 18th. This one was February 18th. It was at least uploaded or shared February 18th.
We've got evidence to process from the home. What if we find Nancy's DNA in that home?
Did you hear that? Just that little last thing right there. Listen.
Knuckle swabs or photos or finger. We got everything we needed, and he is set free. Now, does that mean he's not a suspect any longer? No, we'll do our work. We've got evidence to process from the home. What if we find Nancy's DNA in that home?
What if we find
We
Nancy's
develop a lead.
DNA in that home? So, again, they're looking. Yeah, that's who owns it now. Yeah, but the video, it was low. Okay, well, what he said was, it's hard to hear him. Hold on, maybe this will fix it.
Interest, gave us a statement, gave us his whatever the warrant was for, maybe petition for physical characteristics.
Is that better?
Knuckle swabs or photos or finger. We got everything we needed, and he is set free. Now, does that mean he's not a suspect any longer? No, we'll do our work. We've got evidence to process from the home. What if we find Nancy's DNA in that home?
Does that mean he's no longer a suspect? Absolutely not. We'll do our work, all of that stuff. And then he says, what if Nancy's DNA is in that home? And that's very interesting to me. Very interesting to me. So, a few things here. Let's go over to, now this is my thing with Carlos. I don't really know about Carlos. I don't know if he knows Luke. I don't know if he knows any of these people. We just cannot be sure. But they did a search warrant on his home. There was 2 vehicles that they were looking at, right? Carlos says he has absolutely nothing to do with it. I don't know. I really don't know. But something had to lead him there that they found was interesting. He's a delivery man, but I was listening to something that he said in one of these interviews. We're just playing a clip of it here. That may be something, it may not be anything. I don't know. I'll let you decide. But I always try to put myself in that position. And I would have not done what he did, we'll say, and I'll show it to you in a second. Whoever it is a coward of the nth degree, savage, taking an old woman. I still feel it was a shakedown that was going on, or attempt. Derek went to those balls in Tucson, and Kayla was there too. Yeah. Well, again, according to Z, he says that him and his mom paid with a cashier's check. What is a cashier's check? A cashier's check is it's a 100% solid check, if you will. All they do is the bank takes the money out of your account, your checking or savings account, and they write a check for you at the bank. Right? It's just it's like a money order. You pay cash for it, they give you the paper, it's good. A cashier's check is the pretty much the same thing, except they take the money out of your bank or savings account and they give you a check and they fill it out to whoever it's going to, and you take that and you give it to whoever you're giving it to, in this case, for the Range Rover. Again, a Range Rover is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I don't know about you, but I can't afford a Range. I can't afford any car for that matter without it being financed. Um, I think I still have like 2 years left to pay on my car. So, there's that. Who's saying that, Jerry? Who's saying that? You have the screenshots that he sent me on Facebook. What do you mean, Ratui? Did you send them to me? Well, it doesn't explain. I'm not saying how they know each other, but what I'm saying is that I just don't believe, in my opinion. I'm trying to remember what you're talking about, Ratui. I don't remember. But what I'm saying is that could be a link that brings them together. Ruggs, in my opinion, he has uh, Daly has a big thing with Ruggs, and I'll show you something here in a minute that police picked up on with Mr. Daly in the past. But listen to what not Zach, forgive me, Carlos says here.
Oh, might be. Carlos, you're saying they showed you the warrant at the end. At the end, yeah, once they let me go.
What made you decide to pull over instead of letting them pull you over?
I'm not.
Now, again, I wish this reporter would have said this right here. You saw the arrest warrant, okay? Because they need to show you why they're there, right? What did that arrest warrant say? Right? Because they need to show you how they came to the conclusion that they can rummage through your home, your vehicle, all of that, right? They need to show you that in this arrest or this search warrant, how they came to the probable cause that you are not are or could be involved. That reporter missed a big ass opportunity, in my opinion, right there. The reporter asked Luke's mother about the warrant, and she said she didn't know. I know, and that's very interesting to me, right? How the fuck do you not know? How do you not know? You, of course, you're going to sit and read that warrant because that's your bread and butter, right there. How do you not know?
Hiding anything.
They have lights and sirens activated
No.
or anything? Really? So you just felt like you were being followed?
I was being
Listen.
followed, bro. I had a Marana cop. What's a Marana cop doing down here?
Sure.
I'm from Santa Cruz County. Okay, Marana's from Marana, Pima County from Pima County Sheriff. I'm not that stupid. Right?
¿Por cuánto tiempo te siguieron o qué?
Okay, right there. Now, listen to what he says right there. He says, I had forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, a Marana, I guess Marana County or whatever, cop following me. And there was other cops following him. So he pulls over and he gets out of his car. And he's like, what the hell here? Now, I don't know. Thank you, Rajui. I don't know if I would have done that. Now, all I know is whenever I have a cop behind me, I drive, or I try to drive really fucking good, right? Even not that I'm hiding anything or anything. You just notice a cop's behind you. You're at fucking 10 and 2, right? 10 and 2. Driving like a grandma on a Sunday afternoon. Not him. He gets out. He's like, what's up? Are you concerned about something, sir? Are you concerned about something? Are you paranoid about something? I'm asking the question. Because you're just saying a Marana cop. Why are they down here? Now, if I see a cop that's out of the county, right, beside of me or behind me, I don't care. He ain't gonna do nothing. You know, driving like a crazy person. Just kidding. But seriously, he's like extra concerned because it's a Marana cop. Right? So he gets out. And it's not good, especially to get out of the car. Thank you, Quincy. Like, that could get someone hurt, God forbid. So listen.
Fácil como por unas... El carro de Marrana, ¿verdad?
How long was there in the day?
Yo estaba un troque temprano, gris pasando por.
Did you notice that they were following you since earlier in the day?
No, la cop car de Marrana fue que miré cuando andábamos para aquel lado de penalty.
But did you sense that someone was following you?
Sí.
Yes.
Sí, por eso me orillé.
He sensed someone was following him. Carlos couldn't be an Uber driver. Whoever said it. No, he's not an Uber driver. He's I think he helps his wife DoorDash. Right. So he sensed he was being followed. Now, if you've ever been pulled over, I've been pulled over. Sometimes they'll ride your ass for a minute, while they're getting their your license or whatever. And you're like, again, you're driving extra good. So I don't really get why it's very weird to confront a cop, right? Yes, they would not pass him, so he knew something was up. But you could have a line of cops behind me, and if the lights aren't on, I'm not pulling over. I'm certainly not getting out of the car. I think Marana is a county. I do, Babs, but I've never, I've knock on wood, I don't have a criminal. I'm not saying you do or anything, but I get paranoid when a cop's behind me. I don't have anything. I don't have a criminal history or anything, but I'm just like extra careful. I don't want a ticket. You know what I mean? Maybe paranoid's not the word. I don't know.
How long was the interrogation? How long were you there with them?
From 4 to 12.
And then inside the house, you said they threw you to the ground?
From 4 to 12.
Oh.
No, not me.
¿Piensas tomar acciones legales contra ellos?
Por favor de Dios, porque la neta
So you're saying that you're gonna proceed with the lawsuit or something?
If I can.
What
Any
did they
other
do?
items from inside the house taken?
Nah, no, just your phone. Yeah, just my phone. They gave everything back. They just got my phone.
Okay. He says they gave everything back. They just took his phone. Now, one thing I wanted to really ask, did they take his DNA? Did they take his DNA?
Did they say they're coming back?
Did they take his fingerprints? Right? Did they do a buccal swab, his DNA? They took his phone. And just because he's saying they only took his phone doesn't mean they only took his phone either. Just saying. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying you don't know.
Or anything?
Que lo resuelvan. Y que ya me aclaren mi nombre, la verdad, porque yo siento que todavía no me aclaran.
And when it comes to your mother-in-law, how is she doing? Was that her that was also, her property was searched?
Yeah, this is her property. I live here. That's why I'm coming out right now. So you guys can leave us alone. You know what I mean?
¿Tú crees que alguien les dijo que eras tú el sospechoso?
Sí, es lo que me dijeron, que tuvieron un tipo anónimo.
Carlos, were you
Or
frightened last
someone
night,
called
Carlos?
and tipped them about
¿Cómo te
you.
sientes?
Carlos, were you frightened?
¿Cómo me voy a sentir? ¿Cómo se sintiera usted? ¿Cómo se sintieron ustedes? How would you guys feel?
Hoy vas a ir a trabajar.
No puedo. ¿Cómo voy a ir a trabajar? Me quitaron el teléfono.
They didn't read you your rights for 2 hours? Did they hurt you when they handcuffed you?
Well, right now it's not that bad, but yeah, yesterday, look, they did that right there. And then this was swollen, but that's it, not much.
And did they tell you why they pulled you over? Did they tell you?
Not at the beginning until the FBI got there, like 2 hours.
Okay. Now, again, they were, as you heard Sheriff Nanos just a second ago, right? He said we were surveilling him. We were watching him and Daly, their subjects. And they were following him. And he says Carlos says there was a Marana cop there, and they were, he got a little paranoid. He ended up pulling over. They didn't have the lights on or anything.
Tell you why they pulled you over? Did they tell you?
Not at the beginning.
And then he says they didn't pull him. They didn't say why they pulled him over. Now, which I wouldn't pull over and then get out of the car and be like, yo, why are you following me? That's just nothing I would do. If the lights aren't on, I ain't stopping. And then he says they don't tell him why. Okay. Then it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, a Marana cop, other cops, you're paranoid because one's from a different county. You get out of the car and you're like, why are you following me? They can't tell you why. I just don't believe he's telling it all.
So the FBI got there like 2 hours, and they told me like you're being detained, and all of a sudden the FBI pulled out the Miranda rights, and he read me Miranda rights, and that's when I asked, so I'm being arrested?
Yeah.
Like, no, we're just reading your Miranda rights. We can ask you some questions. What kind of questions?
Now, a lot of people think when your Miranda rights are being read to you that you're being arrested. That's very common. That does not mean you're being arrested. You're probably going to be arrested, though, truthfully, if they're reading your Miranda rights. He was not arrested, though. They're just trying to let you know that it's going to be held against you if you get charges, what you're saying. And he's asking, am I going to get arrested? It seems like there was, a lot of paranoia there, in my opinion. He's paranoid that cops are from another county is following him. And when they read his Miranda rights.
It's about a kidnapping. What the I didn't kidnap no one. Yeah. So I started asking my name and all that, but all of a sudden I felt like they were trying to incriminate me in something. So I started asking my name and all that, but
I started asking my name.
It's about a kidnapping. What the I didn't kidnap no one. Yeah. So I started asking my name and all that, but all of a sudden I felt like they were trying to incriminate me in something I didn't do, so I just deep fit. Yeah.
Okay. Now, he says here, I started feeling like they were incriminating me. And so I pled the fifth. Now, again, this is the United States of America. You have the right to either talk, or you can use your Miranda rights and not speak, and it can not be held against you, right? But my question is, if this is the way I think, people who have nothing to hide nothing, right? And if you're being pulled over, well, you get out because another county cop is following you or whatever. And then they read your Miranda rights. Remember, this is a warrant that they have against you, probable cause, right? He pleads the fifth because they feel like they're trying to pile something on him. Right. I mean, I would say exactly where I was What information do you need? Here you go. Please let me tell you where I was, what I was doing at the time you say this person went missing. Right? That's just me, though. Everyone is different. You know, I'm going to give him the benefit, if you will. But he says that in a lower sound, right? Like
all of a sudden, I felt like they were trying to incriminate me in something I didn't do, so I just did the fifth. Yeah.
I felt like they were trying to incriminate me, so I just pled the fifth. Okay. Okay. What did St. John say? Let's see here. Where was it at? I don't see what he said. I see you guys saying that's a good comment, but I don't see what he says there. Now again, it can't be held against you that you don't talk. You have every right.
Did they say they're coming back or anything?
No.
¿Te gustaría que te dieran una disculpa? La
verdad, ni los quiero.
Situation happened. You didn't know there was a kidnapping. You had no idea.
I don't know. Might be. This was swollen.
Hold on, let me find where.
Like they were trying to.
Te dieran una disculpa. I know you before this entire situation happened. You didn't know there was a kidnapping. You had no idea.
I didn't know anything.
There's an 84-year-old woman missing up in the Tucson area. There had to maybe been something they told you as to how they got to you. How did they get to the Rio Rico
area? An anonymous tip.
A tip. Okay. Now we're cooking with something. A tip. Well, again, a tip. It's not someone that says, "Hi, Zach, you have this," or not Zach, Carlos, you have the same eyes as this man, right? The same eyes as this man. Or you have a goatee. You might have a similar build or whatever. It has to be more than that. There is a lot of guys around there that are the same height, weight, has a goatee as Carlos. Okay, it was a tip, but it has to be who, what, when, where, how. Who, what, when, where, how. Right? I used to date a Virginia cop too, and I can. No way. Does anyone know the name of 2 foster children that the mother had allegedly fostered, if one of them called Christian? I don't know. Was Carlos the delivery guy whose phone was in the area on the night of 1:31? Whose phone was in the area? Well, I'll tell you this. He said he might have been in the area. Yeah, but listen. A delivery is not going to cut it. A delivery is not going to cut it. I'm sure the postal man or woman delivered there, the day of Nancy's home too. It's got to be more than that. It's got to be more than that. It's not your phone, but it's got to be in a very specific area for a very specific time. And let me tell you something. If I've delivered at Nancy's house or around Nancy's house, you show me the house and I'll tell you if I've been there or not.
But they thought you looked like that person in the
That's
video?
what they told my mother-in-law.
That's what they told my mother-in-law. They didn't tell you that?
They showed
So
her
they
a
thought you
video.
were the suspect.
Yeah, because they said that my eyes and my eyelashes look the same.
And just to be clear, they just
Your eyes and your eyelashes. Again, I don't believe that was the search warrant. It just wasn't, in my
did
opinion.
not break the back windows of your truck.
No, they did not.
But they did search it.
Yeah, they searched my truck and this one.
And and what were you doing? Do you just solely work for that one company?
Yes, sir.
¿Tú has visto el video del sospechoso? ¿Tú crees que te parece, sabes?
No, nada. Se parece a usted.
Horas con tu familia al momento
Como por 4 o 5 horas.
aquí adentro.
Only share.
Was inside a car. So you were never taken into,
jail.
you were just,
You just
all the
hear-
interrogation was inside a car. Can you say that, like they never took me
They
inside?
never took me anywhere. They just kept me inside of the police car. That's it.
And you said from the hours of 4 to 12?
No, yeah, 4 to 12.
Did they
So 8
apologize?
hours.
Yeah.
Did they apologize?
No.
Did they say you're clear?
Yeah, they just said I'm cleared, but they never applied.
¿Algún mensaje que tengas para la familia Guthrie?
Now, again, if they said he is clear, if they said he was clear, why haven't they said that he was clear? Come on now, folks. That's the question.
Que ojalá que la encuentren, y que esté bien y que agarren al sospechoso y para que me aclaren a mí.
Any glass cover?
I hope they find the lady and they catch
The
the guy that
FBI
did it.
don't clear anybody.
Thank you, sir.
And then when it comes to your future, just obviously now that it's been everywhere
I know.
already. People are following this nationally. How are you feeling about just going back in public after this?
I don't mind it. I didn't do anything.
¿Nos puedes mostrar una vez más dónde te
No, pues no fue
tomaron?
nada, no fue.
Aquí abajo. ¿A dónde fue? Se tomaron las, o sea, se esposaron ahí.
Sí, me esposaron, pero esta la tenían apretada y ahorita me duele aquí. Tengo quinchado.
Sí, se ve hecho.
Y esto. Y ya. Pues,
Entonces se llevaron tu teléfono y
Now, he does have, which, I mean, he's cut. Let me see his hands. Now, to me, he doesn't have thick hands, but, this person had, again, I don't believe, in my opinion, Carlos is this guy. I don't. Not for a second. My opinion, but
y esto. Y ya. Pues,
entonces se llevaron tu teléfono y sabes si se van a contactar contigo en algún momento.
me dejaron un papel nomás, pero no sé si me lo vayan a
¿Nos podrías
regresar.
mostrar ese papel?
No.
Bueno.
okay. All right. Okay. What would a silver alert go out the day before? Nano said he was there on 131 at 7, then changed. Well, something is lying in Ellie and has paperwork. So they said they put the report for the 31st at 6 p.m. And that's because people get that confused. Oh, where's my camera? Because that's the last time Nancy was confirmed, seen okay on her own accord. When she got in that Uber and when she was dropped off in that Uber was about 6 p.m. on the 31st. So that's why they say 6 p.m. She's doing this voluntarily on her own. So that's why they put 6 p.m. on the 31st. After she was dropped off at Nancy or at Tommaso and Annie's house, they're not confirming anything of that, right? So big difference. Okay. We're going to get to Luke here in just a second, but I want you to listen to this.
Describe what happened to you.
Terrifying. Something I didn't do for something. I was being like, I felt like I was being kidnapped, bro, because they didn't tell me anything at the beginning.
And investigators showed up to this house, or were you the one who was pulled over in the traffic stop?
But again, he felt like he was being kidnapped, but he's the one that saw the other county's vehicle and gets himself pulls over out of the car, gets himself out of the car, and is like, dude. So, but he felt like he was being kidnapped. Maybe. I don't know. To me, he took the more aggressive way to deal with it, in my opinion.
I was the one that was pulled over at the traffic stop.
Where was that?
Right here on by Chubasco.
Okay, and you were taken into custody at that point?
Yeah.
And you were
I was being detained.
Detained, okay.
I was detained the whole time.
Okay,
That's
where?
what they told me.
Where were they
At
holding
the
you?
back of a car.
Back of a
Marana car, and then they moved me into a Pima County Sheriff.
Are you ever up in Tucson?
Yeah.
A Marana car, like it can locals help me? That's a county, right? And then he got in a Pima County car.
Yeah, I work in Tucson.
What do you do?
GLS, deliver packages.
Okay, do you think you might have delivered a package to Nancy Guthrie's house?
I don't know. Might have been a possibility. I don't know.
Yeah, do you
I'll tell you what. I would probably know whether I've delivered a package to Nancy's house or not by the time I'm standing there in front of damn cameras. I would refresh.
ever deliver like Amazon packages or anything?
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. So do you think you may have, did they indicate that you might have been on her property? You're not sure?
Nah, they just came up. They until right now, all I know is that they show my in-law a picture of somebody wearing a mask or something, and they supposedly look like my eyes.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Did they ever indicate that you were on the property? He doesn't really answer that. Come on.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I know.
Okay. Jeez. How do you think they connected that case to you?
Go ask them, bro.
Okay, so
that's
then,
something you gotta ask them. I can't answer that question.
Did they take anything from your house tonight?
Nah.
How about read the search warrant and they spoke to you for what, 8 hours? How did they connect you? You don't know? Okay.
I don't know. All I can say is they took my phone.
Took your phone.
Right.
You don't have your phone right
No.
now. You were apprehended for questioning. How would you describe what happened to you?
Terrifying. Something I didn't do for something. I was being like, I felt like I was being kidnapped, bro, because they didn't tell me anything at the beginning.
And investigators showed up to this house, or were you the one?
Okay. So there's that one. Now, let's go to, he says, something I didn't do. Yeah, especially the way they acted. I know it's their job to do what they're doing, but to an innocent man, ? The man who is identifying himself as Carlos, quote, and they think they don't even have, quote, and I think they don't even have evidence against me, so I don't even know how they got me, they said. Quote, once I saw that they were following me, I pulled over. They didn't even have to put a traffic stop or anything. I got out of the car and they arrested me as soon as I got out of the car, end quote, Carlos said. Quote, they didn't even tell me what was going on until the detectives got here like 2 hours before I got arrested. I think he means after. And then the detectives got here. It was the FBI agent in Santa Cruz County. And they told me I was being detained for kidnapping. And I asked them, kidnapping of who? And they told me this lady. I don't know her name. I told them I work in Tucson for GLS. I might have delivered a package to her house, but I never kidnapped anybody, Carlos said. They told my mother-in-law they showed her a video because they said my eyes and my eyelashes look the same. Carlos said, to clear my name, that's all I want. Okay. Now, again,
we develop a lead and we follow it and we get it going, and pretty soon it's, oh wait, we've got this. Oh wait, we learned this about this person. Maybe that person's a person of interest. Maybe he's a suspect. We develop it, and we come back in here and we talk to in our own command room right here. Somebody from the county attorney gets.
Is it Sherry's birthday? Is it Sherry's birthday? Our little Cher Bear? It's her birthday? Oh my God, happy birthday, Sherry. Happy birthday, darling. The world is your oyster. It's up for you to find the clam shucker. And guess what? Your little clam shuckers are right here. This is my rendition of Happy Birthday, Mr. President, that the late, great Marilyn Norma Jean Monroe sang to John Fitzgerald Kensington, our president, at one time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sherry Lynn. Happy birthday to you. And many more, Sherry Lynn. Happy birthday, darling. And many, many more, darling. Much love to you.
Legal advice. Our other FBI agents or other detectives from other agencies, we share this. We go, the U.S. attorney at the FBI command post, same thing.
Oh, our other Sherry. Happy birthday, Sherry.
Says, okay,
our other
let's
Sherry.
get a search warrant. So we go to a judge who either agrees with us or doesn't. He signs that warrant. We now have a court order. That process goes through the day based on the lead we're following. So in this case, that gentleman, whether it was the one in Rio Rico or the one up here on the north side at First and Orange Grove, we developed the
Happy
person of
birthday,
interest.
Susan.
We surveyed him. He left both of them left their residences.
Much love, darling.
We made a traffic stop on both of them, held them. Per our court order, we had to search the homes. Those homes, people are inside them, family, friends, whatever. We can't have them there while we search. So are they being detained? Of course not. They're free to leave, but they can't be in the home. So how many were, look, we knew we were looking for one person at that home, and the other person we're looking for is Nancy. Nancy wasn't there. The person of interest gave us a statement, gave us his.
Okay. Now, again, this was, what day did they do their search warrants? I want to show you something. I think that was February. Oh, by the way, did you guys know Luke got himself another ticket on February 24th, 2026? Did you guys know that? February 24th, 2026. Control speed, avoid accident. February 24th, 2026. That's interesting. Okay. Now, Kayla, the girlfriend of Luke Daly, like an ex-girlfriend or whatever, who was the subject of a SWAT raid, she refused transport to court on February 18th, 2026. It is ordered that the hearing is set to February 27th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Okay. I find that very interesting that the next day there is this search warrant that goes out to the Dalys. Just my opinion. Okay. Now, 1 second here. Luke Day, okay, girlfriend of Kayla Day, booked on charges on February 12th, a day before the Friday raid. People think she sang like a bird. I don't know. Okay. Now, look at this right here. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit that thumbs up button if you're just joining us, or double tap that screen. Greatly appreciate it. We're going to go to our friend Ashley Banfield here.
Still, I didn't forget about it. Yeah.
Okay, listen to this.
I guess we'll watch this space for that. Let's move on to the other topic, and that is the silver Range Rover that we all seem to have forgotten about is still,
I didn't forget about it.
Yeah, right. It's still in play. And I've learned from, my law enforcement source that the guy they were targeting was at his mom's house, and then, left to go pick up food. And that's when they decided to move in 2 different locations and grab.
Left to go pick up food. And that's whenever they do this warrant against him, right? Because you just heard Sheriff Nonads say that, they were surveilling them.
The mom, pull her out of the home and search the home and grab him in the Culver's parking lot. And it turns out he was driving the silver Range Rover, and they had a law enforcement plane overhead. Any of that a surprise to you?
No, because it probably had something to do with cell phones, because anyone that was in that area, they were part of that geofence region. And so they were probably looking at this guy, and it was I don't know if they had they must have had the tag if they had the bird up.
Susan. I said happy birthday.
Yeah, my source said that the plane had been following him for a while, end quote.
Yeah.
Quote,
okay.
unquote,
So
for
then
a while.
So they had the tag. They knew when that truck was purchased. Or leased. My understanding is a truck just like that on the surround of the license plate. It had the name of the.
Okay, what'd she say?
They must have had the tag.
Now look at this. It
probably had something to do with cell phones, because
it probably had something to do with cell phones, Maureen says. No.
Anyone that was in that area,
Maureen.
they were part
Now watch.
Part of that geofence region, and so they were probably looking at this guy, and it was.
Now, is this supposedly Luke? Hey, MZ, good to see you. They must have had RR on camera somewhere around the time, but not telling us.
I don't know if they had they must have.
You can see the FBI right there.
Had the tag if they had the bird up.
Yeah, my source said that the plane.
Whose hands are those?
Bird up.
Yeah, my source said that the plane had been following him for a while, end quote.
Yeah.
Quote,
okay.
unquote,
So
for
then
a while.
So they had the tag. They knew when that truck was purchased. Or leased. My understanding is a truck just like that on the surround of the license plate. It had the name of the dealership, and they had pretty much that truck on their website as being sold just a couple of days before before Nancy's attack or abduction.
So we weren't able to find out if he owned that. My source only said that he was connected to that vehicle, could have been using it for criminal activity, and was driving it at that time. So that was the connection. He was connected to that silver Range Rover. But the other interesting thing is that they used criminal history of illegal trafficking. The fact that he...
Hold on, what?
The connection. He was connected to that silver Range Rover. But the other interesting thing is that they used criminal history of illegal trafficking.
Interesting, because he said he got it after. Yeah, it could have been. She could have gotten that wrong, but you don't know.
Trafficking. Range Rover. But the other interesting thing is that they used criminal history of illegal trafficking.
Criminal history of illegal trafficking. That's right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The other interesting thing is that they used criminal history of illegal trafficking. The fact that he physically had a similar description as the person on the ring cam or on the doorbell cam at Nancy's house. They used cell data, you were right, and that they had a specific tip from a person. That's a lot of stuff.
Mm. There we go, folks. And Ms. KK, Miss Kayla. The day before. I just want to play that part again, okay?
Said that he was connected to that vehicle, could have been using it for criminal activity, and was driving it at that time.
Now, don't forget, he paid in cash, honey, for this RR. He paid in cash.
So that was the connection. He was connected to that silver Range Rover. But the other interesting thing is that they used criminal history of illegal trafficking. The fact that he physically had a similar description as the person on the ring cam or on the doorbell cam at Nancy's house. They used cell data, you were right, and that they had a specific tip from a person.
Okay. And his car, isn't it ironic? Now, again, Luke says he doesn't know Nancy. He says he's never, I don't think, didn't he say he was never in the neighborhood? I believe, in my opinion. Again, what did you guys, I told you guys, I said, I think Mary put it in her name for a reason. Yeah, rug traffic. Rug.
That's a lot of stuff. And it sounds to me like that's an easy warrant.
That's probable cause. Yeah, right there. You've got probable cause. So that's good. And people were saying, oh, they got him and then they let him go. Yeah, probable cause will get you the warrant, but it's not going to always get you the arrest. You just have to relax and understand that.
So the other issue my source told me was that they got the phones in that raid, and as of just a few days ago, they still had them, but that it could take, quote, weeks in order to extract the information that they might be looking for.
Well, it's not going to take. I mean, it probably wouldn't take that long to get a lot of stuff off the phone. But for encrypted apps, where you're going to find all anything you really want to see, that's going to take a lot longer.
Now, help me out here, folks. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Now, help me out here, folks. Was it Luke's? Who was it that worked for the North Koreans or something like that? Who was it? Do you guys remember? It was like, what the hell was it? They got in trouble. It wasn't Zach, was it, Rachui? There we go. That was it. That was it. And Luke's got the charges for the distributing. Okay.
And I'm, obviously they're, well, it's not going to take, I mean, it probably
Okay,
wouldn't
listen
take
to
that
this.
long to get a lot of stuff off the phone, but for encrypted apps where you're going to find anything you're.
And what do the rug dealers use? Now, they use these encrypted apps because in some cases it's almost impossible for them to get the messages, right? That's what they use. I forget what the apps are called. I can't remember off the top of my head. Some of you guys will know in chat. I can't think of it. But they use these apps to talk.
You really want to see, that's going to take a lot longer. And I'm, obviously they're not cooperating, or it all would have been extracted already.
A lot of people
Signal
have
is
been
one.
talking about these 2 raids that we've watched, and that those who were hooked up in those raids and detained and then released, and if they're innocent, they it's actionable, that they could sue the department. It's really, really hard to sue the government. It's really hard to sue the police. But I am sort of curious about the mother of this guy, because now my source says this is his mother in the house. She's pulled out of her house. She's taken, according to the New York Times, to the neighbor, where the FBI agents say, could you just look after her for a while we raid her house? Does she have a case, given that she's not the person, she's not the target?
No,
The
but she
son
lives
was
in
the
the
target,
house.
you know?
Yeah. If they have a warrant for the house, they've got a warrant for the house.
Yep.
It happens all the time. We would have a warrant for like a drug warrant, and it's for let's say one guy named John, and he lives there with 3 or 4 other people. We're looking for narcotics. We're looking for narcotics that we can tie directly to John, and where we ask questions of those people that live there when we find stuff. Who does this belong to? Who has dominion and control over this particular room? Or is this his room? Where is his room? All that kind of stuff. And we're able to search the whole house, but we want to be able to tie whatever evidence we find to the offender that we're looking at.
Even if he doesn't live there.
So he doesn't live, the son doesn't live there?
I'm not sure. I'm just
He lives
curious.
there.
If he doesn't live there, they still have that same.
He lives there. He lives there because his mom wrote in a letter her son needs to help her out. She's aging and all that stuff.
Full right to raid the house if he spends time there.
He must be spending the night there, and so he stays there. And they had to bed him down in that location. There had to be a number of different data points.
Remember, they were sailing. And listen to what she says here.
Had to bed him down in that location. There had to be a number of different data points to tie him to that location, and they oftentimes they'll have to what we call bed him down there, meaning we take him there, we follow him there, and we watch his car, and it stays there until, let's say, 11:30 or 12 at night, and then you either sit on it all night or you come back the next morning at 5 and the car is still there. You've now bedded that guy down in that location.
It's interesting. What do you make of the whole use of privacy shields, given that my source said it wasn't about a body? They didn't see a body through the windows. They just wanted to open the hatch, get a good look at what was in the back of the silver Range Rover, and just knew that there were just a lot of prying eyes with camera lenses nearby, and they put those privacy.
I think it could have been maybe, you never know what was in there, right? Okay. Now, moving on here, right? Luke takes on different looks, right? He's got a lot of different looks. Okay. Let me find it where we're going next. Okay, let me exit out of some of these. Bear with me, guys, 1 second as I pull this up. Okay. Here we go. This was Brianna Whitney, and this was March 2nd when she was releasing her interview.
I still believe Luke Daly is the abductor, yeah, to this day, many people online still believe Luke Daly is the abductor, is the person seen in that surveillance footage from Nancy Guthrie's home, or believe that he's involved in the case. And it wasn't just Luke who was detained that night, his name posted everywhere now for weeks. It was also his mom's. Both of them have been released, and now they've sat down with me in interviews today to talk about how they were questioned by FBI agents and sheriff's deputies in this investigation. To understand this, I want to take you back to the night that this all unfolded. It was a dual SWAT operation back on the night of February 13th. While Luke Daly was detained outside Culver's with his Range Rover searched and towed away, his mom, Mary Chapman Daly, was...
Hold on.
While Luke Daly was detained outside Culver's with his Range Rover searched and towed away, his mom, Mary Chapman Daly, was detained at their home not far from Nancy Guthrie's while agents searched inside. Both Luke Daly and Mary tell me they weren't given a lot of answers as to why they were being investigated while sitting in the back of police cars for hours. For Luke, despite getting released that same
Raw Hat, thank you for your gift, honey. Do appreciate you. Thank you very much, my friend. Very kind of you.
night, and telling me he has gotten his Range Rover back, many online still believe he matches the physical description of the abductor on that surveillance video and suspect he may be involved in her disappearance. He says he is not, but he says mystery still lies in what evidence led detectives to Luke at all.
Did they tell you what led them to you? I mean, something made them believe they needed to talk to you about it. What was that?
I asked them. They didn't tell me any information about that.
Now he says, again, him and Carlos both say, they didn't tell me any information about that. They didn't show you any search warrants or anything, but they told Ashley Banfield. Come on, guys. Come on. The source told Ashley why, but they didn't tell Luke and Carlos. But they talked to them for hours and took their search warrants. Come on.
And I have thought of any type of reason why they could have come after
He's nervous as shit.
me. But there's nothing, and I think that's why they didn't tell me.
Were you in the area of the home at the time, like the overnight, or would it have been something like we've tracked this person near?
Well, I live near her house, but I mean, I didn't even know that until after the fact.
So while Luke was detained for hours watching his Range Rover get searched, his mom, Mary, says she was detained for 6 hours in the back of a car while her home was raided. She said that agents went in, they were breaking locks to doors to search every room, every inch of that house. She says while she was detained, she didn't have any idea that this had any involvement with her son being investigated at all.
So when they detained you, did you know that this was related to also them investigating Luke?
No.
You had no idea?
No, I wasn't thinking this was about Luke. I found out it was also about Luke, but initially, no, I was thinking it was all about Nancy Guthrie and finding her and whatnot.
Now, Luke says many online have posted about his criminal past. He says he struggled with drugs and knows his past is open record, but says he has worked to turn his life around, and those past charges have nothing to do with this case at all. Luke told me he's had a hard time going out in public since all of this with the scrutiny. Meanwhile, Mary says she was so uncomfortable in her home and in the neighborhood after her home was raided. She's actually been staying with family up in Phoenix this entire time until today. She just came back home to Tucson. She says she's thankful to be back, but obviously still very upset over all of this, and says both her and Luke have been praying daily for Nancy Guthrie's safe return, praying for the Guthrie family. But they say they are adamant they have nothing to do with this. They hope the actual abductor is arrested and faces those consequences. If you want to watch our full interviews with Luke and Mary Daly, they are up online now. Reporting live in Tucson tonight, Brianna
Good question.
for Arizona's family.
I can't imagine how frustrating that must be because there's a ton of speculation that's going around on.
Mm-hmm. Now, Skipley Law Firm put out this statement from Chris Skipley of the law firm Skipley Law can confirm that Luke Daly was the subject of 2 search warrants issued and served on February 13, 2026. Mr. Daly and his mother were both detained by law enforcement while the search warrants were being executed. Neither Mr. Daly nor his mother were arrested in connection to this case or any other. Mr. Daly, his law has no link whatsoever to Nancy Guthrie and has no information related to her kidnapping. Like the entire Tucson community, both Mr. Daly and his mother are hopeful that Nancy will be returned to her family unharmed. Okay. But some search warrants there, you know. Okay. Now, let me show you from the past of Mr. Daly. What did I do with it? Give me a second here. Okay. Right here it is. Okay. All right. If we go to the probable cause of, again, this has nothing to do with the Nancy Guthrie case. I want to make that clear. But on 3/19/2025, deputies responded to 2300 West Ina Road, reference a female in a white passenger car that was passed out in the driver's seat. Deputies made contact with the driver, identified herself verbally as Kayla Day. Deputies saw a in plain view rug paraphernalia and asked Kayla to step out of the vehicle, which she did consensually. Once Kayla stepped out, deputies observed her to have a slurred speech and confusion. Kayla consented to a standard field sobriety. Once Kayla was placed under arrest, deputies conducted a search in the vehicle due to having seen rug paraphernalia in plain view. While conducting the search, deputies located a large amount of blue M30 pills. Okay. Now, if we go to here, the other probable cause, let me find it here. This is another one. A search vehicle located a black. Okay. This was, I think, in May. No, wait, which one was this? Let me find it. This is where they found the 9mm AR pistol and loaded magazines. And they had Mr. Daly. They found a lot of rugs and all of that in there. They were at Walmart, and how they allegedly, they were on another call. I'm trying to find that part, what I did with it. I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, they were on another call, and they noticed that they were allegedly dealing, and again, to have money, yeah, Canadian nanny. Yeah, I gotcha. So I think, in my opinion, there's dealing there. Just my opinion, you know, how you pay for a Range Rover. You know what I mean? Okay, moving on. Where was that thing? It's annoying me. Oh, maybe here it is. Is that it? I don't know what the hell I did with it. Okay. It'll be all right. Maybe this was it with Brian.
With Nancy Guthrie's client's mom, actually, years ago. So this is my conversation with Luke Daly's lawyer. We were out there, when all of this went down at Luke and Mary's house, and then it kind of blew over. What happened? I mean, can you walk us through what actually happened? Did they just was it a federal search warrant or?
Yes, it was a federal search warrant. It was executed on the house, and contemporaneous to that to Luke's vehicle. So he was stopped, ultimately pulled over in a Culver's. The house was being raided at the same time. And the mom was at the house, and she was, kind of detained for about 6 to 7 hours. Luke was in the car. He was detained for about the same amount of time, maybe a little less. Than he was released. And then when
Here, Pamela, let me help you out here. Kiss my ass. How about that? Thank you. I have 27 tabs pulled up. So this is what you can do. You can kiss my unorganized ass today. How's that? Let's give it up for Pam. Let's give it up for Pam. Okay? I don't have a big office here for people to pull up my stuff. Okay? So Pam, scroll along. Okay? Let's give it up for Pam. Thank you, Pam. I had things where was FOIA'd that I had to check it out. Okay. So if you want to watch an edited video, go ahead. I can do the prettiest edited videos you want, but I like to interact with you guys. So
go back home immediately, and
Is
when
that
he went
Pam?
back home, his mom wasn't there, and the house was destroyed, like the bottom floor of it specifically. The car was also, damaged.
Thank
through
you,
the search.
Wendy.
He couldn't find his mom. He was worried. I mean,
Thank you, Wendy, for the flow state.
it was
Appreciate you,
really
darling.
a kind of traumatic
Thank you so
experience
much.
for the family. Then she ended up staying at her friend's house in the neighborhood. They got reacquainted the next
Thank
day.
you, Lisa.
And then Mary, the mom, she ended up, because of the constant presence of media, but
For the
also
flow
new
state.
media, she ended up going to stay with her son up in Phoenix area.
Was it Luke's Range Rover? Because when we were
It
out there,
was.
there was a Range Rover. Yeah,
It was.
Has he gotten
Thank
that
you,
back yet?
Robini,
He
for the
has.
clutch.
He has. They tested it, left it
Appreciate you, my loves.
with all the, all kind of still destroyed a bit.
Thank you,
but it
lovies,
was
for the
returned.
sunshine.
And when they do a search like that, do they have to give you a copy of the search warrant?
Typically
Thank
they
you,
do.
babies.
I didn't see one
Thank you,
produced
Jerry
for.
Lynn.
They may have. I don't know. I didn't see one produced for the Dailies. I wasn't given one. Obviously, we still haven't seen or had access to the affidavit that undergirded the warrant.
Do you have any idea why they chose Luke and his mom in that house and the car?
I do not. And obviously, we're very, very curious to see this affidavit.
I'm sorry, Carol.
But I don't. And Luke does not either, nor does his mom.
The other man, Carlos, we interviewed his lawyer, the one who was from Rio Rico, kind of a similar situation.
Right.
And, he was a delivery driver, and his lawyer thought maybe like he had been in that area, maybe, just with the geofencing that may have connected him to that area. Do you think it's this? I mean, did they say if they drove through that area, your clients?
It would be rank speculation on my part. I have no clue what undergirded it. I mean, we were
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry. Deb, thank you very much. I appreciate you. If you hear what he just said right here.
Lawyer thought maybe like he had been in that area, maybe, you know, just with the geofencing that may have connected him to that area. Do you think it's this? I mean, did they say if they drove through that area, your client?
The geofencing. Now, Ashley Banfield just a minute ago said that there was the phones that could allegedly connected Luke and them, and the allegedly, you know, which that would be geofencing, just like Brian said here, which is very interesting. Now, the Luke says he's not ever, you know, he didn't know where she lived, not really been in the area, even though he lives 2 miles away. So that's interesting as well, right? Oh, thank you so much for your gift, my dear. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, babe. So attorney doesn't really answer that. Of course, this is Luke's attorney, so he's probably not going to answer that.
It would be rank speculation on my part. I have no clue what undergirded it. I mean, we were speculating that maybe some confidential source threw his name out there for some reason. We have no idea.
And Ashley said that as well, right? That there was this confidential source. Now, remember what Carlos said a minute ago? When we played that, he said that someone said, how did he say it? That someone said it looked like the guy on the porch. Someone gave a tip. Also, we heard that with Luke as well. Someone gave a tip. So I find that interesting as well, right? They were caught with so much drugs on them, they could open their own pharmacy. Yes. How about his vehicle being in the area, even if he was not in it? Well, they said phones, though, DEA, right? They said phones. Now, they would be able to know whether his vehicle was in the area too, right? So there's that. So both. I wonder who gave the tip. That might start with the K. Yes, we're doing. Exactly.
As far as we're concerned, it was completely baseless and is going nowhere. And as this storm of media and this beast that needs to be fed passes, you know, with Iran happening now and other stories taking primary position.
What the? Why is he talking about Iran? I find that interesting. Why is he talking about Iran? I mean, obviously, there was things in the United States that happened, you know, with Iran, but remember the Iranian names? People call them the Iranian names. Nobody's talked about that. Go back, I missed that. See, listen.
But as far as we're concerned, it was completely baseless and is going nowhere. And as this storm of media and this beast that needs to be fed passes, you know, with Iran happening now and other stories taking primary position, the problem is that you still have.
You hear it? I mean, so in they call it media training. Suck at it, but in media training, they teach you to basically change the subject, right? So they'll be like, to get it off your client, or if you like a politician doesn't want to answer it, so they'll bring up, well, and like the news in Iran, there's so much going on right now, don't worry about this, let's focus on this. Yeah, attorneys, politicians, that kind of thing. But I just found it interesting that he's bringing up Iran and the Iranian names, that came up. I'm like, is that, you guys don't really like the conspiracy theories or anything, but is that like, is he subconsciously like thinking about those Iranian names and like the shit that's going on in Iran, and it popped in his head, or what?
The sort of destruction of people's lives in the wake of this story that moves on.
Yes.
Inevitably, but
weird, isn't it?
The Dailies are left picking up the pieces, literally, of their home, which was destroyed in the search warrant, as well as their tattered reputation. So that's why they finally, decided to come out and speak to the press, just to get their story out there and proclaim their innocence and wish the Guthries their best.
Do they have any connection to Nancy Guthrie?
They live in the same area. That's it.
But they've never.
That's not an answer. Do they have any connection?
Or like met her or anyone in her family? Or...
From my understanding, Mary Daly years ago had a circumstance where they ran into each other, and I think she was with Savannah, and maybe out at a grocery store or something like that, but rather inconsequential.
Just like she was.
Well, Mary didn't say that in her interview, though. She didn't say, I ran into her in Savannah years ago at the store. But that's,
Mary was a fan, sort of thing, like that kind of run in.
She didn't say that in front of Luke, who was literally right beside of her during the interview. They were sitting at a desk. They were sitting in front of a desk when they were doing the interview. Mary here, Luke here.
Like she saw them, or?
I don't even know the circumstance. I just was informed by Mary that years ago that happened.
But no, so they're not friends or anything?
No.
What happened at their house? Like, I mean, because we were out there, they were there for a long time. Like, in terms of, did they search the whole house, or?
Meticulously and destructively. They went through the whole, ground floor, breaking doors that if they were locked, breaking the doors, and just leaving no
Probably
stone
Luke
unturned.
did.
Could you tell, or could they tell what they were looking for? Like, was it something
No,
specific?
and Mary didn't know. I don't even think she.
I mean, come on. You don't know what the hell they were looking for. I mean, does nobody read the search warrant? Again, the search warrant is going to say who, what, when, where, how. Why?
Initially, is my understanding that she didn't know that they had warrants, and she was just being helpful. Like, yeah, any way we can help. And she was detained and put in the back of the car and sat there for hours and hours and hours, and actually was able to go into a neighbor's home for a while, and she ended up sleeping at the neighbor's home. But that's what happened.
Did they take their phones?
They took Luke's. I don't know about Mary. They did take Luke's. I don't have any results of a dump or a download from that.
But he got it back?
Unsure of that.
Okay, because I know Carlos, the other situation, I don't think he's even gotten his back still, or as of a week.
I'm saying unsure.
Okay.
I don't think that he's gotten it back.
Okay.
He's told me he's gotten the car back, of course, and they have access to the house, of course. But
Yeah.
I think they still have the car. The phone.
Did he? Was there a brother too? Does Luke have a brother?
Luke does, and the mom, who's elderly and has some health issues. The stress of this absolutely was detrimental to her mental health as well as her physical.
Right? Like if the doors are locked, I don't know why doors are locked in the house if nobody's in the room. I don't understand it. But
well-being. and she went to live with her son Matt up in Phoenix area.
So yeah, because initially we heard something like there was a man detained in a Range Rover, and then there was a mom and another man or another brother detained at the house. I guess that's
the other brother was never detained.
Okay,
is my understanding.
Okay.
Okay. You hear that right there? Initially, we heard a woman, another man, possibly the brother, but and Luke was detained at the Range Rover. All the attorney says is the brother was not detained. So was it just Mary and Luke? Was it Mary and some other person? And then Luke detained with his car? I don't know. I cannot get straight answer. He said that it's still sealed. Yeah, it's not published. It is not published. Now, unless Luke or Mary sent it to someone and it got leaked, a picture of it, that's the only reason. Hey, Deb. The other guy was one of the former foster persons.
I guess that's
the other brother was never detained.
Okay,
is my understanding.
Okay. What was the other question I was going to ask you? I mean, you a longtime lawyer do you think that should authorities come out and clear them?
Yes,
Because like you said, I
Randy.
mean, his
Yes.
name is now
Exactly.
everywhere. And same with Carlos, the one from Rio Rico. Do you think they need to make a public statement or something?
That's one of the things.
Maybe a client of Mr. D, if you know what I mean.
Things that the dailies are seeking. Again,
Allegedly,
as I mentioned just a
perhaps.
moment ago,
Don't know.
A storm
Maybe
can
some
come through,
breeze.
destroy things, reputations, lives, homes, and then when that's gone, who's to pay the cost? Who's to pick up those pieces? There is collateral damage in these situations that gets largely forgotten. So at the very least, the dailies are seeking to clear their name. One of the reasons why they came, frankly, the foremost reason why they even agreed to talk to the press. This was dying down. The story was dying down, and they're not seeking attention. But although the story is dying down, the internet sleuths are still throwing his name about. Luke. He's still getting dirty looks from when he goes out, and it absolutely should be clearing his name. So that's something that we'll be seeking and hope will be forthcoming.
Do you think you'll be able to see the search warrant? I mean, do they have a right to be able to see why their house was?
Look, the law enforcement can blame, not allowing or unsealing the search warrant on an ongoing investigation. At some point, whether it's through litigation or otherwise, I will be finding out what's in that search warrant.
Oh, they got to give you a search warrant, man. Come on. I mean, you have the right to the privacy of your effects, your things. So, I just don't see it. Ironically, Mary has all adopted and foster kids, all having names. Yeah, I don't know if she renamed them or not.
Okay. And just sort of bigger picture, how long have you lived in Tucson? A while, right?
I've lived here 20 years.
What do you make of the whole situation? I mean, you mentioned, it's kind of dying down a little. Obviously, Iran is happening now, but
the
whole situation, yeah.
Tragic. I mean, truly tragic. We're a small, large town. Everyone knew the Guthries, and when this information is trickling.
Luke didn't. He says Luke did know the Guthries, and Carlos
my
didn't.
kids
Not everyone.
as well. And I'm sure that's happening, across town. It's really unfortunate. We live in a great community, and it's a tragic thing that happened to the Guthrie family. And
I think the search warrant is sealed. Of course, I do think the search warrant is sealed. Who asked that? But I do believe they had to show the person that they are that it's against. They generally come with well, this is the thing. They have to have that search warrant on premises for them to do that search warrant. Like they got to come with it.
my clients are praying for them. I'm praying for them. Everyone I know is.
Is it unusual for them
Yes, Pebbles.
for them to do a search warrant like that for people who are totally I mean, have you had situations happen like this before? I mean, I was again, SWAT team. We saw, I mean, dozens of FBI. Like we thought this
Thank you,
is it.
Canadian Nana. Thank you,
Look,
Lon.
I mean,
Appreciate you.
there's no question that was overkill. There's no question, but and nothing's coming.
I haven't seen that My People, My Places.
Yeah.
So you can do the deductions yourself.
And just one last question I just thought of. Did they take anything else with them besides the phone?
State Farm came and got it. Was it searched since it was being driven before the Range Rover? Allegedly, well, they came and they towed it, the insurance company. Thank you, Canadian Anna. Appreciate you, babe. Very kind of you.
That question was asked to my clients, and my understanding is that they took nothing else of interest or of anything.
Hold on, what?
And nothing's come of it. There's no question, but and nothing's come of it.
Yeah.
So you can do the deductions yourself.
And just one last question I just thought of. Did they take anything else with them besides the phone?
That question was asked to my clients, and my understanding is that they took nothing else of interest or of anything.
I wonder
that they which requires warrants. Yes. Yep. The place to be searched and things to be seized. Yes, you have the right to your, what is it? Your persons. What is it? Your persons, your something, and your effects. Your person. I can't remember the second one. So that's a good question, Golden. Very good question. But he says right here, what
they were looking for.
Like what?
He says that they just took the phone, and he doesn't think that they took anything else. I wish Brian would have asked, did they take your DNA? Did they take your DNA? Because in my opinion, I bet you 99.9999999% that they took the DNA. Thank you, Summer Breeze. Thank you, darling. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for your support, my friend, and thank you for those kind words. Thank you for being a member as well, my dear. Thank you so much, love. The Fourth Amendment doesn't require the judge to release the details of why the exact probable cause was. They can be generic. Well, they will if they. I don't see how they. I mean, if they're interviewing you 8 hours, and they're if they didn't have it there, which I would be really shocked, they will get it. They will get it. That's basic to why. Now they don't have to release they don't have to release the everything, right? But if they're there to get something, they have to give some information of how it led them there. Not everything, but they've got to be they're going to give you also, they're going to give them, I just thought of this, they're going to give them a receipt for everything that they took from them, their phone, the description, a serial number. So he says they just took their phone. Well, they're going to give them a receipt of everything that they took from that house, because they have to. Because they have to enter it into evidence. An inventory sheet. That's the word I'm looking for. An inventory sheet. It'll have the if it's electronic, it'll have the serial number, make, model, description, caller, all that. And remember, Mary said she didn't know what they took. Yep, that is correct. That is correct. They had to give her an inventory sheet. This was federal search warrant. How do we know for 100% sure that the insurance company took the car? It's reported, and we do know that a tow company did come and get it. We saw that with our own eyes. I read that cases like this, the police can have insurance say they want the car. 1,000%, Sassy. 1,000%. Possible. Well, Mike, when you're on the spot, it's so hard. You know what I mean? It's so hard. You just don't, because you'll be laying in bed and you'll be like, shit, I should have asked him that. You know what I mean? We're all human. Typically, be able to see the warrant and to know the general categories of evidence being sought. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're in the back of a damn car for 8 hours and you still have no clue what they're asking you or anything else, that would be weird if you ask me. Warrant which lists the place to be searched and the thing seized. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They don't have to give necessarily the why, but they have to give the what. But I believe they have it, like his attorney has it all right now. Thinking back, they wouldn't have been around. That would have been around the ransom time that they were giving them a deadline. So I'm sure if they believed it was inside, they may not need a warrant. They came with the warrant. That's FBI. Because even Nano said the U.S. attorney, the judge, and others was asking for it. Can't remember. My brain's fried now. All right, guys. That's going to be me for tonight. We will continue to dig into it. Yeah. They did. Thank you all so much for joining me. Oh, let me thank people who sent stickers before I leave. Here. Give me a second. But I'm digging more into this. If you guys have any information and want to send it to me, you can always send it to me anonymously. It's always anonymous. 307-228-4906 or alljusticeforyou@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Norma, thank you so much, my dear, for the 200 Thank you so much for the 40 jewels, the flowers, and the floating hearts. Thank you so much. ZB, good to see you, my dear. 100 jewels. Thank you for the Sundays. Appreciate you, babe. And Robini, thank you again for the 40 jewels, the party hats. Party. Wendy, thank you for the 200 jewels, the flow state. Thank you so much, Wendy. And thank you, Lisa, for the flow state. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. Robini, thank you for coming in clutch with the 30 jewels. That's so funny. They have a super sticker, or not a super sticker, but the jewels with the clutch, like our name. And Lovey's house, thank you for the 200 jewels. The Sunny, thank you so much, dear. And Hope, thank you for the 200 flow states. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much. Mama Bear, thank you for the 20 jewels with the party hat. Thank you so much, Mama Bear. Appreciate you. Send piggy pics. Did you send me pictures, Joe? What do you mean piggy pics? What's piggy pics? Did you send me pictures or something, Joe? I'm scared to look. What else was that? Yeah. Let's see here. What else was it? Bear with me, guys. Is that the one I used? Okay. I think I got it. Okay. And Mary, thank you so much for the jewels. Appreciate you. Lazy Days, thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you for the 10 jewels. Very kind of you, my darling. Thank you so much. And Summer Breeze, thank you for the thumbs up, Jules. Appreciate you. And thank you for the floating hearts, Summer Breeze. And Barbara, thank you for the floating hearts, my darling. Janine, thank you. Jean, sorry. Thank you so much for the floating hearts, my darling. Appreciate you. Thank you, Summer Breeze, for the super sticker as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys are amazing. It's Monday. We made it through, guys. Mondays are so long for me. That's okay. That's okay. Canadian Nana. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Much love to each and every one of you guys. I will see you guys, Lord willing, tomorrow. Get some rest, everyone. Tomorrow is Tuesday. If anything breaks in the meantime, I'll be here. Much love, everyone. Good night, everyone, and God bless.